Good morning, everyone. Welcome to News Extra. This morning, my guest is Coulter, the Chief Operating Officer of Platte Valley Bank in Bridgeport. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Talking about the 5th annual Platte Valley Bank Beef Cook-Off coming up June 1st, part of Camp Clark Days in Bridgeport.
It is another great Camp Clark Day celebrations.
Now, the event itself, how are we set with participants? I know last time we had talked, we were looking for people who were wanting to bring their culinary skills to bear, and with different options with brisket, tri-tip, chili, and dessert. How are we set with participants at this point?
I think we have 11, or around 11 anyway.
Okay.
Everybody has to do brisket.
Yep.
It's our big event. Almost everybody's doing tri-tip, and we have quite a few doing the other ones also.
Okay. It sounds like it's going to be quite the variety of food that's going to be available.
It's going to be great.
And, of course, this is part of Camp Clark Days. What was the originating thought as this originally was developed 5 years ago and incorporated into Camp Clark?
Yeah, I wasn't part of the planning on the first one. Gail Byers started this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the Nebraska Cattlemen kind of helped with the meal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of decided this needs to be more of a Nebraska Cattleman event.
Yep.
And the Lions Club are plenty busy during Camp Clark Day.
This is true.
So, and this year, Gail is, I think, we're maybe running Camp Clark Day. And,
yep.
and we are, so this is our first year without Gail. We're going to try to muddle through it without her. But this is just a great opportunity for us to feature beef. There's a lot of beef around Morrill County, mm-hmm. and we want to showcase our product.
And of course, things will kick off on the first, starting off with a beer garden.
Beer garden's going to start at 4:30 on Saturday. We have entertainment by Randy Brookhart. He's back again this year. He's great. He's not with his full band. It's just him and a guitar. He plays all the songs that everybody knows. Really, really good. And then the official judging and the tasting competition starts at 5.
Okay, and runs pretty much from 5 till about 6:30 or so, with the different tastings that take part. There's a little bit more to the beef cook-off that we'll talk about, along with some other things on the event when we come back on News Extra. And we're back this morning on News Extra. We're talking about the Platte Valley Bank 5th Annual Beef Cook-Off, which takes place June 1st as part of Camp Clark Days, this in Bridgeport at the Prairie Winds Community Center. My guest this morning, Coulter, with Platte Valley Bank there in Bridgeport. Again, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
One of the big things that's part of this contest is the people's choice, selecting the winners. But there's a certain method to the madness, if you will, if people want to take part in casting their ballots.
Yes, this is, we want to thank Wolf Auto for the Wolf Auto People's Choice Contest. Mm-hmm. We're going to start at 5 o'clock with the chili tasting. So from 5 to 5:20 is the chili tasting. People can go around, taste all of the different chilies, and then vote for which one they think is the best.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you have certain time frames for the rest of the items going forward as well.
At 5:20, we'll pick up all the votes on the chili. We'll do dessert tasting from 5:20 to 5:40. Mm-hmm. From 5:40 to 6 o'clock, we'll do tri-tip, smoked tri-tip tasting.
Okay.
And then 6 o'clock to 6:20, we'll do brisket tasting. So if you want to be there for all of them, you need to be there by 5 o'clock. So,
and then plan to spend a good 90 minutes or so sampling the wares that all of the chefs have put together.
Yeah, and come hungry, because it's it may not sound like a lot, but you'll be full by the time you leave.
And as I understand, am I correct in remembering that as far as the beef involved, that it was being provided for the people that were putting together, at least on the brisket, I should say,
yep.
Right?
All of our briskets are coming from Sunny Superfoods. Mm-hmm. We provide all of that. The tri-tips are all coming from 385 Meat Market. Mm-hmm. We provide all of them for our competitors. And the beans are coming from Trinidad Bean
Yeah.
for the chili contest. So.
Yeah, and of course you have other sponsors that are taking part as well.
We do, and we couldn't do it without all of our sponsors. Platte Valley Bank's our title sponsor. Wolf Auto is sponsoring the People's Choice Contest. Nebraska Dry Bean Commission has been a very good sponsor for us. Medical Air Rescue Company is a sponsor again this year. And of course, we couldn't do it without our media sponsor, KNEB. So we appreciate everything that you guys have done. And I believe one of the official judges is maybe Nick Chizik.
Oh, really?
So,
Nick's going to be...
yeah.
Well, you better have plenty of food out there and available.
Well, we'll fill him up.
and everybody else that stops by as well. Now, there's no charge to the public to take part in this, or is there?
There's going to be $10 to do the People's Choice tasting.
Okay.
So, and then, of course, the beer garden will be extra. So.
Of course. And the monies that are raised just help defray the costs, or do you do anything specific with those?
You know, it's mostly going to be to defray the cost. If we do have a little profit on it, we would like to raise money either for the Nebraska Cattlemen Disaster Relief Fund.
Okay.
If we're too late on that, it'll probably go to the Nebraska Cattlemen Foundation Scholarship Fund.
Two very worthwhile causes to raise
Absolutely.
Money for. So that's coming up June 1st, and $10 per person. You can't go anywhere else really and have a good dinner at $10. That's about what you're going to pay anywhere else if you're going to have dinner.
Yeah, and it's a great variety and really good food. You might end up a little short on your vegetables for the day, but it's well worth it.
As the old tagline says, beef, it's what's for dinner. And it's definitely what's for dinner at the 5th annual Platte Valley Bank Beef Cook-Off coming up June 1st at the Prairie Winds Community Center, part of Camp Clark Days. Things starting up at 4:30 with the beer garden, and then the tasting starting promptly every 20 minutes, different food types starting at 5 o'clock. Louis, thank you very much for joining us on News Extra today.
Thank you.